Hello, this is Fame Harper. My friends at allfreecrochet.com asked me to make a tutorial on making a Plarn rain hat. So for those rainy days like today, you'll have something to wear. So get your Plarn handy, and here I've already started one. If you don't know how to make Plarn, you can go to my tutorial that tells you how to cut it and roll it into balls. And the center was a red plastic bag and then some white. So go to my how to make a circle tutorial and make yourself a circle. Make a flat circle, and this one is 9 inches across. Before I started making the side part, here's the sides. To make the sides, once my flat circle was big enough, I did decreases. I did one decrease and made 5 or 6 more single crochets, and then did another decrease, and then 5 or 6 more single crochets. To make it easier to keep track of, you can insert a safety pin or stitch marker at the beginning of the round. After I did the decrease round, then I went ahead and did one more single crochet only round to see how the size was. This is a size H crochet hook. Here's what the hat looks like so far. This part needs to be wider, of course, so once you get it small enough with your decreases, just keep going round and round until this part is wide enough. Here we are on another rainy day. I've made some progress. I've put a few more rows on here. I'm almost ready to start making the brim around here, like that. I'm going to add a new piece of plastic yarn, or Plarn, as we like to call it. Alright, I'm going to single crochet. This whole hat has been single crocheted so far. I just need to add a little more width to the crown of the hat. Alright, so I'm going to go and add maybe 2 more rows around, covering up all my ends so I don't have to sew them in later. Alright, I've got the shape I want for the sides. Now I'm going to add increases, and I think I'm going to switch to double crochet to do the brim. So since it's going to be double crochet, I want to chain 1. This tall piece acts as my first double crochet in the next row. So get some yarn on the hook, go through the next single crochet, and pull up a loop, go through 2 of those, go through 2 of those, and when there's 1 left, you've just made a double crochet. So I'm going to keep going, and I think I'm going to do 2 in this one, make an increase, because I really want the brim to stand out at a perpendicular angle from the hat. In other words, if the hat is this way, the brim is going to go that way, like a boater or a straw hat. So what I'm going to do to make this stand out is I'm going to do 2 in 1 stitch, a single, 2 in 1 stitch, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet. So far it's doing what I want. The brim is looking brimish. Here's the right way around. So I'm still doing, that was 1 double crochet in that space, and then there'll be 2 in this one. And then 1 double crochet in this one, and then 2 in this one, until I get to the end of the round. You can use a stitch marker if you want, but it really is easy to tell when you've changed directions. Keep going around. Now I'm going to add a new strip in. I want you to see how I did that. So here's the end of this one. There's not quite enough to make a double crochet. And this is the new one. So I'm just going to grab them both, and I'm going to go ahead and when I pull this through, I'm going to pull the new one through. It helps to grab all those ends and hold them tight in your left hand. And then make the next double crochet. And in this case, one of my bags is a little bit heavier than the one I just used, so it's particularly challenging. But that's, you know, you got to get used to that with Plarn because it is going to vary by each bag. Okay, looks like I'm good. Go ahead and make another double crochet. And I'm going to cover up this end as I go along because we don't like sewing. Well, what do you think so far? Pretty cool brim. I'm going to make it wider, and it's not waterproof, but it'll certainly keep a lot of the rain off my head. I'm going to go in the house and crochet where it's warm, and I'll finish this later. I'm almost to the end of my double crochet row, so I just have a few more to go. Now here was my first double crochet, so I'm going to make one more on this round. And then join it with a slip stitch right at the top of my first double crochet. Now I'm going to chain 2 and do my next row. For this row, I'm going to do 1 double crochet per space around. I'm almost done with my second round of double crochet. And when I get to the end, I'm going to join it just like the last round with a bit of a slip stitch. My hat's turning into red, white, and blue with a little flecks of color, so I'm going to make a blue edge. I have 1 blue plastic bag, and I'm hoping it's enough to go around the last row. Here I am right at the end of this round. So there's 2 rounds double crochet, and I'm about to the last stitch. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 in there just to bridge the gap so there's not a big hole. And line it up with that one. Oop, I got one more right here. Hang on. Line it up with that one and do a slip stitch. And now I'm going to cut this and add in my blue. For the last row, I'm just going to do single crochet because it looks better. The slip stitch didn't really cover up the white. So I'm just going to single crochet the last round. So change colors, single crochet around. Cover up your ends as you go.
Take my hand and swim with me into the dark and churning sea. Put your arms around my waist, roll within my wet embrace. Deeper, deeper down we go.
Now I'm almost to the end of the blue, and I had enough after all, so yay! The very last stitch is going to be a slip stitch into the blue, see? And then pull that last bit through, cut off your end, weave it in, and you're done. Now you might have to give your hat a haircut if you have any little odd bits sticking up like that, or this. Just trim those off, make it look a little nicer. There we go. And here I have it, my new rain hat, and I'm all done. So, toodles!
Take my hand and swim with me into the dark and churning sea. Put your arms around my waist, roll within my wet embrace. Deeper, deeper down past the kelp beds